Okay, some of the problems with the vehicle, of course, you can tell. I mean, there is rust here. Back around this quarter panel, there's missing paint. There has been body work done. My dad, definitely put some putty in these quarter panels here, down below, around this area. Just like I said before, the paint job, I'm not sure where he come up with that. These here's the rust down on the rocker panels. There's definitely rust on them. I'm not sure if new rocker panels are available. And this back panel on the front fender has seen some putty, and up around the fender there. From there, I think it's not too bad. The rest of the front fender seems to be pretty solid. A little bit of rust up here where the top meets the windshield. Some rust here at the vent where the wiper blades are. The front of the vehicle looks pretty good. Everything's there. One thing it does have, he welded up a couple pieces of angle iron and put this hook on the front end just to help get towed out. And I believe, I don't know if that was factory or not, as you can see in the grill there's a transmission cooler. Back in a few years after they got it, they bought a camper, and they pulled the camper from West Virginia to Myrtle Beach. Used to go down there and camp. So front of the vehicle looks real good. Once again, on this driver's side, there's definitely some putty in the rear of that front fender. Once again, the rocker panels show signs or have definitely rust on them. And the bottom quarter panel here, up around the wheel well, there's been body work. Now, the back of the quarter panel appears to be in good shape. There's some rust here along the top. Surface rust mostly. I don't think there's any ate up holes. Some up top here. Now on top of the car, I don't think there's any dents. I don't believe there's any dents or any bangs on the whole car. I don't think it's ever been involved in an accident, not that I can remember. On the back of the vehicle, there is rust, like up around here. Some rust around the windows, the window seal. And other than that, I think everything looks pretty good. Now it does have a trailer hitch light box there. The actual trailer hitch, I took it off to work on the gas tank, and I never put it back on, but there is a trailer hitch with it. Now as far as opening up the back hatch, it does open, no problem. It does have some rust there, and you can kind of tell where he's put a little bit of paint, touched it up. I don't think there was any body work. Now, when you do open here, there's definitely rust around this bottom floor. You can see the gasket here is kind of messed up. Here, if you pull up the floorboard, there is rust there and some rust back here. At least it's not completely ate out, but now up along the floor this way, the wheel wells on both sides are good shape, and there is rust back here behind the spare tire. Okay, so it definitely has rust. One thing here in the trunk, I've got both service manuals have come with it. There's probably this was just sales brochures, North American Trail. There's the glove box manual. There's the line sheet, I believe, or the build ticket or something like that they call it, for when the thing was built. Over here is the actual invoice from when they bought it. Sticker price $10,181.50. Come out of Fort Wayne, Indiana, and was sold to Wharton Cadillac Oldsmobile. And so do have that. Got another little accessory. Now the radio in the dash is not the original one. I know it didn't quit working. There used to be a knob here. I remember when I was younger riding in it. There used to be an AM/FM knob there, and that AM/FM knob kind of broke, and it would just, you'd have to play with it to get it to play right. So there is the original radio, and the carburetor is not original. He kept having a lot of trouble with his Carter carburetor, so finally he just got mad at it, took it off, and put an elder block on there. So there's the carburetor. Probably only needed to be rebuilt, not sure. Inside the vehicle, here inside the cab, I think it's all fairly clean, pretty good shape. Now there is one hole in the ceiling right there, but the rest of the ceiling looks real good. And the glass, all the glass, there's no breaks, cracks, anything in any of the glass. And we'll go inside and get a shot backwards. Spare tire in that cover, that's all original. So opening her up here, now there is one problem with the door here that's a mechanical problem. When you open the door, this latch doesn't spring up, so you've got to flip it up with your finger. Now I may be able to repair that here in the next few weeks, but I've not even tried yet. Not sure what's involved. You can see the door panel here. It's kind of like a cardboard, and it does have aging to it. Down here on the bottom, it looks like he took some kind of like duct tape and put on there. It must have been rolling up. The other side's a little bit worse. And here there is, surface rust on the bottom of the door. There's a better look at the door, or the rocker panel. Okay. Inside, now I do have a new inspection sticker. I just got the thing out here, like I said, a few weeks ago and started driving it. And to get it inspected, there was a hole here in the floor, and this rubber mat is, there's definitely rotting, rusting in the floor here. You can tell where he's put some kind of putty, and I put a piece of metal in there because they said it wouldn't pass inspection because it had a hole in the floor. So the hole in the floor is fixed, but it's really not fixed right. The chair, the driver's side chair has this tear here, and it also has a tear right here. The back, everything is fine, but the seat is messed up. The instrument panel, all the gauges work. Temperature, oil pressure, alternator, fuel, speedometer. The speedometer, as you can see, 56,740 miles. Now I'm going to be increasing that because my plan is to drive it for the next 20-30 days before I advertise it. Now here on the dash, there's cracking. So that dash, definitely needs, there's 3 cracks on it. There's that non-factory radio. There it has a factory air conditioner in it. And the air conditioner, it just barely cools. It does cool a little bit. And I had a buddy of mine put a gauge on there, and there is Freon, but it's low on charge. So it's not completely empty. He says that's good. Probably just need a little more Freon to make it cool. Don't know though. Another thing that was an add-on was this wiper delay control. I think you just put that on there to, as a convenience. Another thing I told you about the camper or the trailer hitch. Now this is one of these older hydraulic. It works off of the brake line. It's got a T in the brake line, so it's a proportional controller. As you apply the brake, the brake turns on the trailer brake. Another thing that's wrong, not a big deal, but the factory heater here no longer works. Okay, I guess the switch went bad. So at any rate, he put a heater switch, kind of an aftermarket heater switch here. It's a 3-speed heater switch, and I'm sure, well, maybe you can get a take that apart and fix that original heater switch. Emergency brake, it does work. Normal. Here is the center console of the vehicle. Inside, now on the passenger side, the mirror must have broke, and the only thing he's got left is just the the little arm where the mirror was mounted. I don't know if the rest of it's around here somewhere or not, don't know. You know, the shifter, everything works good, the four-wheel drive. Right now I've been riding it around, you know, going up some hills and stuff on some gravel roads. All that seems to work real good. Back seat. Back seat's in good condition. Don't think there's any tears. I'll get some better shots of this out in the sunlight. Seat belts, everything there works. Coming around to the passenger side, like I say, there's the mirror. That's not the original mirror. Open up the door. Now this door, it works fine. When that comes down, when you push it, it snaps right up. So there must be some spring mechanism. Here's the inside of the quarter panel, or rocker panel, sorry. Here is the tag on the thing. Manufacturer date 4/18/79. So it's got a kind of a written on date there, 5/1/79. Don't know what that is. Anyway, there is a little bit of rust here under the floor. I don't believe there's anything ate through. Not 100% sure. I mean, this mat. One thing about the floor mat, it does. I mean, I don't believe it's ever been out, but it's like broken apart. It must have just gotten old and broken apart. On the glove compartment door, here's this other build sheet. Like I say, I have a copy of it in a bigger format. And the glove box, a few odds and ends. That manual went in there. To open the hood, I'm going to go ahead and open the hood. Back seat, once again, there's the back seat. I believe, like I say, I don't think there's anything wrong with the back seat. Oh, here's the hood. It's kind of a dark picture. I'll take some more outside. Right now here in West Virginia, the wind's blowing so much that it's just making a lot of noise. The little visors, all that works. So inside the cab, I mean, there's definitely some rust, but overall not bad. Got the little luggage carrier up on top. Now to open up the hood, like I say, popped it, opening the hood now. My finger's under there. Okay, that's a 345 4-barrel V8 engine. The carburetor, like I say, what he did here, I remember him telling me about this, is about 2001. He put that new carburetor on there. It ran real good, but it was too tall, so he went in here and he cut the took some sheet metal shears or something and cut that air cleaner down. So the only bad thing about that, it kind of makes a whining noise. You can hear it, you know, when you accelerate, but not real bad. But don't know a whole lot about this engine. I mean, I think it's a good engine. Like I say, we'll start it up here in a few minutes. It runs great. I did take and just in the last weekend, I took the radiator, put a flush through it, put new antifreeze in it, changed the oil. I have not done a tune-up to it. I did take apart the carburetor, and the carburetor was just all cruddy. Just, you know, been sitting here for 12 years. So the fuel line, I had to take it and back flush it, and then I had to take the fuel tank out, and then I soaked the fuel tank with acetone, cleaned it all up, high pressure washed it, got it all cleaned out inside, and put it all back together, and it seems to be doing real well. Okay, now one thing I want to show you, I'm not sure exactly, I mean, my dad was kind of a roused about do anything, and I definitely think probably gonna have to take better shots of this, but I think just like here, I think that piece of metal was added in there, and I think here underneath of the cab mount, I think there's been, you know, some metal added in up underneath of there. I'll wait and get better pictures of this outside. So now what I want to do is start it up, let you listen to the engine. So sitting here, one thing I'll say about the exhaust too, the exhaust system, I think he had it put in 2000, 2001. And here again, it's been sitting here for, well, since 2001. It's been 14 years, so the exhaust system really looks good. So oil pressure coming up. Alternator is charging. Quarter tank of fuel. Fuel gauge does work. Speedometer, the mileage is 56,740. Guaranteed original miles. No one messed with that. Okay, and temperature gauge. One thing about the temperature gauge, it only gets about to the bottom of the cold mark. It never gets up near high or even midway. Maybe that's normal, don't know. But I've driven it now for about 150 miles. So here's the engine running. I'll just be still. Like I say, I've driven it for about 150 miles. My plan is to drive it for the next 2 or 3 weeks to work every day. So I hope to get like 1,000 miles on it before I advertise it. Make sure it doesn't use any oil. I want to be, 100% honest. So the engine, like I say, on the air conditioner, I don't know if you can see this well or not. Right there, right now. Now, I'm going to wait till we move outside. Like I say, the reason I brought it inside is the wind is so noisy outside that it's you can't hear. Putting up the top here, and everything works as described. Like I say, I don't think there's mechanically really anything wrong with it. I mean, it definitely has rust. So there's a little bit brighter picture of the vehicle. And now, I don't know if you can tell or not. Now I'm going to go in and turn on the air conditioning here on the, there starts the fan. I heard the clutch kick in and engage. Now I don't know if you can see that or not, but the clutch is turning. And the pipe is cool right there. It's, like I say, it puts out some cool, but not a lot. I mean, it's definitely not right. So maybe all it needs is Freon, but I'm not 100% sure. But the clutch at least does, or the compressor does turn over and it works. You can feel the air. I mean, it's really cool right now. But I know back last weekend it was warmer. And it just didn't feel to me like it cooled right. All the seat belts, everything's with the car. This door here, I don't know if we looked at that earlier. I mean, on the panel, door panel, you can see here at the bottom, well, there's definitely rust underneath the door, but the cardboard panel there has like a little plastic. I guess that went in, but the cardboard has kind of gotten hard, and there is rust underneath the door, okay? Just like on the rocker panels. So you might be getting just a lot of wind noise from the vehicle right now, but there's what she looks like. Now, the original paint job, had those stripes on there. My dad, I don't know what he did there, but he somehow masked that off and painted it. I think he just used a spray bomb, a spray can, and kind of put that pattern in there. And then he put these little horizontal or vertical 45-degree little, they're like reflector things. I don't know what he was thinking, but I mean, so that isn't the original. Now all the other paint here, this paint here, I don't think he's ever done anything to that. The hood paint, that's all original. Now, I think he's touched things up, but the vehicle's never been totally painted. You can see right here, he must have put some kind of caulking in there. I bet it was making noise on the going down the highway. But all the lights work. Like I say, I just had it inspected. Headlights, the side markers, the blinkers, the reverse lights, everything on it's working. The hubs, now one thing that flunked inspection, I had to put new rotors on. I guess with only 50,000 miles, I don't know how it happened, but my dad must have let the rotors, the brakes eat in. So there's another video on YouTube that I'm going to have about where I changed out the rotors on this thing. I'll put a link in here. But the rotors, right now I've got them in lock position, but they lock or auto hubs. It's the automatic international hubs that was on it. So those do work. So let's see, what else can I tell you about the vehicle? Like I say, he's there. It's always been here. It's never had another owner. It runs good. We'll take it for a ride here shortly, and you can hear and feel how it runs. Okay, getting back to our test drive. On the road here, everything is still working pretty good. Like I say, I'll take it out here and kind of speed up, get up to like 60 and let you hear what it sounds like. No traffic coming. Okay, here, whoops, just moved all the stuff around the back. Forgot about that. So I think the engine, everything, the transmission all works good. So right now we're in drive. I just downshifted the second. I don't know if you could hear that. Blinker, going to turn back around here. Just put it in first gear. It downshifted just fine. So as far as the vehicle runs good. We'll get up here to back to my driveway and we'll put it in four-wheel drive and show you how that works. Okay, so now I'm going to start to go up a gravel road. I'm going to go ahead first and put it into, like I say, I have the rotors locked in, so kind of goose it a little bit. That makes it go in easier. You can see now that the front, the dash says the front axle is engaged. So we can go here, and we're going up a reasonably steep hill, and we can stop. Give her the gas, and no spinning. Like I say, the hubs are locked in. Now, one thing I'm going to do is put it in neutral, and then I'm going to lock her down into four-wheel low. So now, even got more power. You can kind of hear the transmission howling. So there's four-wheel low. Put it down in low gear. Go up to second, you can hear it shift. Pick up some speed. There it's shifted. So the four-wheel drive does work on it. And you say it's not seen much four-wheel drive. So all that should be good and clean. Now I'm going to go back to two-wheel drive. And sometimes you miss it, and I've had it to where I have to stop the engine and put it, turn the engine off to get it back into gear. This time, no problem. So that's the vehicle. 1979 International Scout. One owner. Like I say, my dad bought it new, and sometime in 1979. It's set in the garage now since 2002, so 13 years roughly, 12 and a half, 13 years, and it's definitely not in perfect condition. It's not in bad condition, but underneath the bottom there, the front fenders, the rocker panels, some work on the back quarter panels and around the back fender wells. Also, that trim on it, he's had to add some screws there. I don't know if that trim screwed in or bolted in. And then the paint job is not quite original. I mean, the stickers must have been coming off, and then he took black paint and just painted over that. So it definitely has some, surface rust and stuff. There's no gaping giant holes, but there is definitely rust, and it does need some tender love and care. But pretty good old vehicle. Missing that mirror, doesn't have the original mirror. But mechanically, I think the machine's in great shape. And body-wise, it's in pretty decent shape for a Scout. I mean, most of these things, anybody watching this knows that, for the most part, these things rusted down to nothing. So, but it definitely has some rust. I don't want to make light of that. But overall, I think it's in pretty decent shape. So, thanks for watching.